Hello, Erin. My name is Errol. You know that. And actually, hello, Michael Natron, because he might actually watch this, or maybe actually why. What's funny actually is I see you apologize in your video comment about rambling on. I think apologizing for rambling on to me, that's kind of funny, don't you think? I think I'm the king of doing that. If you haven't been able to tell from all the videos that I've been doing, I'm really good at talking and not maybe listening. My wife is aware of that. You had questions for me about being in a band duo. Bum bum bum.
So I wanted to know, how did you and Debs meet? And maybe you'll tell me the true story instead of what I told you about me and Michael.
Ha! How did we meet? Well, it's a sad kind of story. I first met Debs at National Novel Writing Month, NaNoWriMo, and this might have been over like 5 years ago. I knew that she could sing because she would always like to sing, and she would just really avoid me because she was annoyed by me. Or it might be just the fact that she ignores all men because they all try to hit on her. But I wasn't trying to hit on her because I'm old. I'm like 20 years older than her or something like that. Something like she's just a baby. What was really cool is that she had a Disney princess voice, and I thought it'd be completely awesome if she would sing a song with me, because I wrote a parody called A Virtual World, and I think that was the first song I asked her to sing, and it's one of the songs we sing, and it's basically a parody of A Whole New World. And
I also wanted to ask you, what's Canada like?
I love living in Canada. Heck, I always seem to wear my Canada uniform here with Canada on it. I live in Toronto. That's where the CN Tower is. My family lives a few provinces to the west in Alberta. I like living here. I like living here a lot. It is different culturally. I mean, you probably can't tell, maybe if you were to come up here, but there are a lot of cultural differences. When I went to PI, I went to PAI with my family too, and it was nice. I really did like it because it's so small, right? Did you know actually that way back when Hayao Miyazaki and Isao Takahata, Miyazaki being the guy who made Totoro, um, anyway, Takahata made an anime of Anne of Green Gables, and if you've been to PEI, you probably know who Anne of Green Gables is because it's kind of really hard not to know who she is because it's everywhere over there. And I've seen that anime, and it's really good. Anyway, I really like Canada. One thing I like about Toronto is just food. I really like going out to eat, and I like all different types of ethnic food. And so my girls love going to the Ethiopian restaurant, and there's a Moroccan restaurant. We used to go to a Somalian restaurant. It was really good. You got to eat with your hands, and it was like the best goat I've ever eaten. And then of course you have your standard, sushi, Korean, Indian, very different types, whether it be north or south. All sorts of good food. My wife's favorite is Hakka, which is a mix between. It's actually Chinese food with Indian spices. And though lately we've been going to this Irish pub that she absolutely loves, and I do too. It's great for atmosphere, and we get to sit around and do a really bad Irish accent. Well, I do. I'm surprised they don't hit me. One thing I like about my neighborhood, it's small and there's a lot of kids on my street, which is good for my kids. We have the neighborhood swing. In other words, we have this swing, and we have a big tree in our front yard, and people swing from it. And the sad thing about that is I'm always worried that some child's going to fall from it. But hey, what can you do? When my youngest, she always climbs to the top of that tree and just kills me because it looks so high, and so I turn away.
The raccoons in Canada, I'm not really down with them.
Nobody is down with the raccoons. Don't worry, Erin. They come into our. They go around and tip. They're really smart. They'll come and they'll tip our garbage looking for food. Although lately we haven't had too many raccoons, so that's all good. I remember in university, I had a friend that I used to hang out with, and we were walking down the street. I can't remember where we were going to class. I'm not too sure. And then all of a sudden she sees a raccoon, and she was like from up north or something like that. And she sees the raccoon, and she yells out, "Raccoon!" And I go, "Uh-huh. Kick it!" And she runs after it, trying to kick the raccoon. I'm going, "Hello, I'm from a small town, but I don't think we adopted this ritualistic practice of kicking raccoons." And I was scared what the raccoon would do to me, because they're vicious. And I'm just a weak guy that's scared of claws and rabies. Getting back to Debs and Errol, the only band I've really been in before was, I do have my church band, and I did ask them to write my geek songs for me. And it was, like, they're pretty good, actually. Mark does a lot of the guitar on a few of our songs, and he's my guitarist, and I've been playing with him now for, 8 years, something like that. And I've just seen him get better over the years. And me, no, I haven't, piano-wise. But he practices and he takes lessons even more. So he's really good on the guitar. And so I went up to these guys and I said, "Please, can you write some songs for me?" And they were like, oh, they humored me, right? Because I've got songs called, what do I have? "I Got a Girl," "All My Skills Are Virtual," who I wrote with a guy by the name of Jeff. "I Love You But I'm Ugly," all these kinds of songs. And they humored me, and they played these songs for me. And then I took those songs and I played them for my wife. We played them live, most of them for her 40th birthday party. So that was all sorts of goodness. But that was really the only band I've been in before that. And so how I met Debs, this is all precursor to how I decided to how I decided to ask her to be in a band with me. I didn't even actually ask her; it just kind of happened. We were doing this show for this geek theater, and they are called the Monkey Man Productions, and they have geek shows. And I've sang before at some fundraiser for them, and it was, I think I tanked that show because I played everything like karaoke style. But they asked me to come back, and they also asked Debs because they realized they needed somebody good as opposed to just me at the show. So they asked Debs to come. And now Debs doesn't really have a lot of geek songs. She has a lot of, emotional songs. And she decided, "Hey, Errol, maybe what we should do is we should team up. I know a lot of your songs. We can team up and we can do a gig together." And I thought, hey, that sounds like all sorts of cool. So at that point, we became Debs and Errol. And I thought it'd be really cool to make it look professional. I got t-shirts made, and we did all sorts of fun stuff. And surprisingly enough, we had great chemistry on stage. It was pretty darn impressive. And like afterwards, Debs would say to me, "People laughed at your songs." I'm going, "Well, they're funny if you know what I'm talking about. I'm serious." She was so shocked that we did as well as we did. I think she was just shocked that anybody would like my music. Thanks, Debs. Anyway, and so from then on, we started to do some more gigging. And then we decided that, people were asking us for CDs. We had 6 shows. That's 4. We had 6 shows. Because we had 6 shows, we were able to get through we got pretty used to each other and doing the same show. So we got more gigs. Although it was to normal people who really didn't understand us. But that's okay, we still had fun. And we decided that we should put out a CD. So that's what we've been doing. And we have in April, again, we have another 6 shows that we're going to do. I hope we're going to have new music. That's what I wanted to do this fall. I wanted to write some music. And I really only had one song. And the last thing I want to talk about is, look! It's my Totoro wallet. Debs gave this to me for Christmas. And you'll see it in our Back to the Future review that Debs and I do. All sorts of fun. And there's a cat bus on the other side. Who doesn't like the cat bus? Thank you for sitting through this, Erin. Say hi to Michael Nathan for me, because I think we lost him if he started. Maybe we lost him when he saw my face, but that's okay. Take care, and you guys have to write a song with me, okay? That'd be so. Maybe Debs and Errol and Honeybadgers can get together and write some songs, video songs. It'd be all sorts of awesome. Let's see. Let's talk about gigging, and the question I'll ask you is like, what's your most memorable experience gigging that you can remember? Bye bye, sailor.